Welcome to Shore Perspectives, a community feature of WESR Radio, highlighting the spirit of the shore from those who call it home.
I'm Carole Beasley.
Joetta, Collison. We're with the Parksley Volunteer Fire Company. On November 5th, from 10 to 3, we'll be holding our first annual Fall into the Holidays craft and vendor event. We have over 30 vendors attending. We look for it to be a very good early start to your holiday shopping. Did a Mother's Day, and it was for our very first. It was
Well attended,
and in my opinion, a success. And we didn't even think about doing one in the fall, and a lot of our vendors were like, "If you do this in the fall, we'll come back." So here we are.
We have handmade tote bags. I do wood crafts. I'll be a vendor myself. And wreaths. There's tumblers, t-shirts,
Tupperware. We have a gentleman coming from Pocomoke that does his own woodworking.
His work is beautiful.
Beautiful. Jewelry.
Oh yeah, lots
handmade jewelry. I do have a vendor that is doing other baked goods. We also will have concessions available with hamburgers, hot dogs, bacon cheeseburgers, hand-cut French fries, sodas.
It's turning out to be much larger than we did in the spring.
Yes.
But we're delighted with the community support.
I had 2 vendors contact me alone this morning. It seems like every time someone goes on our page and shares it, I get a phone call. Is it too late? I'll take vendors up until Thursday. It's $25 with or without electric. That includes a 6-foot table and 2 chairs for a 10 by 10 space.
A cost to get in?
That is a donation to the fire company or a canned good for the food bank.
We will have our booth, our tip
That's
booth
the
set
donation,
out
yes.
for the donations.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me how long you've been part of Parksley Volunteer Fire Company and what got you started?
I've got almost 30 years, come January, combination support and active. It's kind of weird the way I got started. My first marriage, my ex-husband was the chief of the department. I was in the auxiliary. I stepped away when we divorced. And when I came back, the auxiliary had been dissolved. So I was like, okay, I'll take EMT class. I'm not leaving. Y'all are stuck with me. And 30 years later, here I am.
I'm going on 13 years. Similar to Carole, I was dating a member, and I happened to come up here, and the rescue captain at the time says, "Hey, do you want to become a driver?" I got my EVOC. Then I was like, "Hey, I'm going to do what you're doing." And here I am. Carole and I both are advanced providers for the company, and now I'm the fundraising chairman also.
And she's done a bang-up job.
For any other women who might be interested in volunteering, whether it's on the EMT side, on the fire side, or just being part of the fire company in an auxiliary position, for companies that do have auxiliaries, what kind of thoughts of encouragement would you give?
The same thing that was said to me when I first joined, the late Charlotte Abrams. She was our secretary in EMT. Charlotte looked at me and said, "You're going to hear them," meaning the men, making all kinds of cracks, remarks, jokes about how the women don't belong. She said, "Let it be like water off a duck's back and don't run away."
If you love to help the community, you have spare time, don't let anything discourage you. We're always looking for support members to help with fundraising. If you have your training, you don't even need training.
Exactly.
You get in here and get the feel of it, and if you like to do it, then the training is available. So we welcome you.
Yeah. Our president, Darren Russell, said one night at a meeting, "I think we've proven that there is a place here for everyone." I can no longer actively run calls due to my own health. Joe can't either, but she's fundraising chair. I hold a couple offices. We have a young man from the community that started hanging out here who's a bit mentally challenged, but let me tell you what, buddy, he'll do anything we ask him to do, from cleaning this building, lifting. He now has learned how to direct traffic at accident scenes for us. So we've proven we're inclusive, and there's a place here for everyone.
The thing that I would love to underscore is that members of the fire company are a family.
Exactly. If you walk in this building and can't feel the love, you're already dead. We bust on each other, we pick on each other, but at the end of the day, all she sent me Friday night, Joe was in a situation and said, transport company can't come get me, and I didn't say, do you want me to? I just said, what time do I need to be there? Everybody's got each other's back.
We do fire prevention with Wetumpka.
And the migrant Head
And
Start.
the Migrant Head Start, we've just did a fun day for the children. That's the one in Accomack. November, we have the one in Parksley coming up. We allow the town to use our hall for bingo.
And
Their town council meetings. They hold a free Thanksgiving dinner here. We allow them to use the building. If people need help getting a loved one into the house, or if they need help with a loved one just getting up, we'll, call and we're there.
People always think about, the standard calls, the fires,
Yes.
the accidents, things like that, and don't realize just how much you all contribute to the well-being of your community.
Exactly.
An example of what you were asking about family and how we help the community. About 12 years ago, when we brought my father home from the hospital on hospice, the hospital bed got delivered before he got home. Or no, after he got home. And he was laying in his own bed. My sisters and I couldn't lift my dad by ourselves. He was not a large man, but he was solid. And I called up here, and one of our members, Megan Smith, answered the phone. I said, who's hanging out with you? And she said, a couple of the guys. And I said, this is what I need. We'll be right there. And they came and moved my dad for us. Dad only was home for 48 hours before he passed, but the guys were constantly coming by. The morning he passed, the first person at the door was our chief, Willie Kirkpatrick. So no matter the need, we're here for our community. Other companies right now are struggling for volunteers. We are blessed to be on the mountaintop right now. We have a lot of help, but we'll always take more. Some of us are getting older and just can't do anymore, and we're anxious to pass on the reins and show the younger ones how to do it.
Yeah, it's just not Parksley looking for volunteers. Everyone is looking for help. Like I said, whether you have training or don't have training, every fire company can use help.
Yeah, and just for example, we're preparing to do our letter drive in the next few weeks. We need people who come in, fold a letter and stuff in an envelope. Anything helps us. You don't have to have the training.
In December, we do the food drive for the food bank. We do that
go door
every
to door
year.
and knock on every door in the town.
And actually, this year, we are going to get up with a couple different businesses and see if they'll put boxes out for us in churches. On November 5th, from 10 to 3, we'll be holding our first annual Fall into the Holidays craft and vendor event. If anybody is still interested up until Thursday to be a vendor or a crafter, you can contact me at 757-712-9975, or you can email Parksley VFC Fundraising at gmail.com.
For Shore Perspectives and WESR Radio, I'm Kelley Gaskell.